Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kevin Chamberlain and I work for a company by the name of Corporate Rewards. I'm going to take 20 minutes of your time up this afternoon to talk you through our Planet Motorola project that we launched late last year, and it was to target their customer base, so their channel of customers. At Corporate Rewards, we've been running for 10 years, and what we do is we create and deliver incentive and recognition programs that will help organizations educate, power, and also enable people. We call this the 360 engagement, where one portable with multiple benefits. It is online, but also it can be activated via app. It can be used as a mobile-friendly piece of technology also. But the key thing is that it's activated by everybody, not only internally, but externally. So, Planet Motorola, where did it all start? We were appointed to undertake this project in July of 2012, with the target of launching it by October 2012. So a very short timeline. But Motorola had some key areas that they needed to work on. In particular was their partner network, their channel, and in particular was this new launch of their Razr i smartphone. It's the most advanced piece of phone technology that they've produced globally, and it was particularly specific around the UK market, where they don't have a massive impact on the telecoms marketplace in particular, especially with behind the likes of iPhone and BlackBerry and other organizations. So this was very key for them. It needed to have a high impact learning platform. It needed to have a high impact in regards to the people that it was targeting. So the individuals that were in the contact centers, on the sales floors, these guys and girls have a great knowledge about phones. They know how to sell phones, but what makes this so much more different was the key thing for Motorola. It was trying to get them to obviously understand it, engage with it, and then sell it on to the right people. So objectives. Number one was to provide an e-learning and product information to across all stores. So the e-learning application was very key for Motorola in particular. And in order for these individuals to continue with the incentive, they needed to pass key modules. So there was 3 test stages. Now this was to understand from our perspective at Corporate Rewards, but also Motorola's perspective, understand who are the key stakeholders in this particular type of incentive, and who also we had engagement from. It needed to capture the hearts and minds just simply because of the individuals themselves, across a whole wide range of age, from being the lowest I think we had was 17 years old to the highest, which was 60. We needed to make sure that they were all engaged as much as possible. To promote the brand, so again, the marketing are based around that, whether it be the communications, whether it be the collateral, whether it be the SMS, communication piece needed to fit every type of contact center, every type of store, and every distributor as well, purposefully. And also was to, key thing, add sales. So again, what we wanted to do is not have it as just a one quick type incentive. We want to be able to evolve it, so as it carries on, it evolves, and also then we can add new products, which I'll come to later on, to the actual incentive itself. So the key focus was on e-learning. So participants could undertake all important product training before the first big weekend of sales, which was at the beginning of October. They needed to correctly complete all 3 stages of this e-learning process. So in order for that to happen, then their points then can be released every time they made a sale. So the key requirements for this particular type of program, or this particular type of incentive platform, was all to do with standing out from the crowd. So we were fully aware that the likes of Apple, RIM, and other telecoms organizations were running different types of campaigns into these different stores, distributors, and contact centers. So we needed to try and make these guys stand out, definitely from the crowd. So we did a little bit of market survey, started to understand what these guys were looking for, and a lot of them came back to us by saying, well, a lot of their campaigns are very much regimented, very corporate, and the engagement wasn't really there from their perspective. They wanted to try and find something that was a little bit more fun. So again, in that mindset, what we tried to do was deliver a one-stop shop from an incentive perspective. So they logged onto one portal that had everything there in front of them. So everything from their e-learning to their incentive. There was various elements of competition that they could enter into, and then we had we call it the pull prize, but the pull prize mechanic was all to do with grabbing the best engagement levels very quickly and very easily. So the large pull mechanic was to do with ongoing every week prizes were given out which were higher over and beyond anybody's expectation. So there was things such as VIP tickets to Wembley. There was VIP tickets to concerts, i.e., the behind the backstage, sporting events, and various things such as that. And then from Motorola's perspective was to do with the low administration, so the management of the program. They had a huge number of individuals that were set aside to deliver the actual Razor Eye system across Europe. So the communications, the marketing, and the viral marketing piece of that was all down to them, and it was down to us to deliver this in the right manner. So how did we engage them? How do we engage this audience straight away? So it was quite simple. What we did was we created an online scratch code. And what happened is that every time they made or they completed their own registration, they were sent a code, whether it be via SMS or via email, depending on the information that we had on our data. And then they could enter that code in to have a chance to win a spot prize or just a simple, easy-looking prize, whether it be as we can see here, there was various iTunes vouchers and things like that they could download onto their phones. The three-step early e-learning challenge was to complete all three stages, and then they would be sent a branded coffee cup. Doesn't sound very glamorous, but it looked okay. The cost of coffee vouchers was just to literally, because we found out with a lot of the stores themselves, they were in the region of between 3 and 5 minute walk to a Costa coffee shop. So we went to Costa, said to them that we were going to be running this promotion. They said, well, fantastic, if we can see an uptake in levels of people walking through the door, we'll give you X number of vouchers for us, for a reduced price. Simple as that. So we worked out that. And then what we wanted to do was, again, try and gauge people's knowledge about this particular product. We had done a lot of work previously to the launch as well with regards to information sending out, key information about the actual phone itself, what it can do, the benefits against its rivals, and so consequently then we were able to offer these weekly prize draws to individuals that have a score of over 100%. Unbeknown to us, and for one of the first times, I think, in any of these types of promotions that we were running, we had an immensely high rate of individuals that got 100%. Just simply because I think they were more engaged with the website itself. They could access it from their phones. We're in direct communication with their managers, regional and also store managers and contact center managers. So again, everybody was on board and everybody was working to the same hymn sheet, so to speak. The fun element to the platform was all to do with creating your own personal account itself, so your own profile. So we gave the ability for individuals to create their own avatars. So as you can see here, there were some weird and wacky things that all of a sudden appeared on an ongoing basis. With that in mind, Motorola decided at the last minute, which was quite a great idea, was to actually put these different types of avatars into prize draws. So the Motorola marketing team were deciding what the best ones were and then sending out tickets on that behalf as well. So there's various things that they were communicating with the individuals, but also trying to keep them engaged and keep them coming back to their own personal accounts. The three-step early learning process was e-learning process was very essential. It was to make things very straightforward, but also to make everything in respect to the guys easily understandable. It was just because what we've found in the past with other providers and understanding our target audience, that a lot of these e-learning systems were very, very convoluted. They were just very distracting from a sales or for a store manager's perspective, because all they were doing is going onto their phones and trying to complete this during their work time. So with this in mind, what we did was we created this 3-step process: watch the video, take the test, which was either 1 to 5, it was true or false, or it was radial buttons. Very quick, very simple, very easy to do. And then again, there was a watch the video at the end to re-emphasize what we were trying to deliver. So if they were to have got over 80% in particular, the watch the video would be a completely different stage 3 level, so it would be something that would be applicable to them. You'll be able to see down the left-hand side there was things such as training guides. There was always the advertising campaigns, and those advertising campaigns were running in a parallel with all the viral marketing that Motorola were producing as well, with Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and everything else that they were producing at that time. The cool Christmas apps. Again, what we're trying to do is create a gamification community. So with that in mind, taking it forwards to the next incentives, we had already pre-set out various games, various ways of people being able to engage with their platform regarding new products, such as new Motorola tablets and things, and new phones that will be coming to the market this year and for next. And then the photo gallery itself as well. So what we were trying to do with that in particular was individuals that were either already bought in from a store perspective or contact center, they already have Razr phones, is taking photographs and sending it into their own profiles so people can see it. We did police it. Obviously, we didn't want anybody to put on there things that weren't relevant to the actual program itself. But it was good that we had photographs of individuals or store managers taking photographs of people selling Razr phones to these potential customers. Other features were things such as refer a friend, the seasonal promotions piece, the reward catalogue, and then the advertising materials. So the advertising materials were targeted more towards the managers. So the managers of all these different areas where they've got their sales guys out selling the Razr phone itself. We had the ability to upload high-res certificates, presentations, things that they could either post up and put into an area where they have their lunch, breakfast, whatever it may well be, so they can see either the top performer for their store, or they could possibly see who won the last prize draw for that region, whatever it may well be. But the organisations that we work with were the likes of Car Phone Warehouse, Phones for You, all the high street brands that you are very commonly aware of and you walk past on a daily basis if you go shopping. All of these guys were involved in this type of incentive. The rewards catalogue was then activated after the e-learning process. So the rewards catalogue then starts to have a bit of more attraction. So these guys were able to earn points based on their sales. So there was various targets put into place. There was other e-learning modules that they needed to complete, but they earned points off the back of it. So it's almost like, if you will, a corporate nectar. That's what the basis was on. These points then could be redeemed against digital rewards. So the digital rewards are anything from things such as music downloads, film downloads, game downloads, app downloads, all the way through to our other catalogue, which was all to do with tangible rewards, so experiences and other such items. Seasonal promotions. Now, the seasonal promotions gives the ability for Motorola, now that this program is being introduced, to specifically tactically target these companies in ways that they've never been able to do. So they have already an audience there in front of them. They already have their engagement levels up and being utilized. So these seasonal promotions were being introduced and will be introduced over this year. Next one will be the Easter campaign. And so consequently, again, knowing that will be the case, there will be all seasonal Easter eggs and hunts and various things that will be applicable to this type of incentive. So the Planet Motorola story so far. So the user uptake to date was, the registration before launch was 599 users. Users to date is 1,664. Number of users completing 3-stage challenge to date was 352. We anticipated, and we were looking at the previous Motorola promotions where we were looking in the region between 100 to 150. We managed to obviously double that, and from our figures in today, this morning, we're up to 550. Logins today, 19,167. So across the board, with regards to engagement levels, for the first initial stage of launch, it looks quite promising. So this just gives you a small little breakdown as to who was using the program at this time and who is using it, and now this is altering as it's going along. But you've got a high percentage of Motorola, but also T-Mobile, Carphone Warehouse, there is a slice in there. But it just gives you a demographic as to what organizations are using the program and how they're using it. And obviously, because they have such a broad range of providers, telecom providers, they need to obviously appeal to them all. So the prize is distributed. So again, this was very key in engaging these people. They wanted to all know very quickly what they could earn, how they could earn it, and what they needed to do. So with regards to the Costa Coffee vouchers and the coffee branded mugs and everything, that was very quick and easy to send, and it can be instant. These the Motorola regional managers had them already with them in their cars, but also we had a procurement department that does this and can be sent out within 24 hours. So on proviso that these individuals hit their 3-step challenge. The 15 scratch card winners, we only have 20 scratch card winners for this promotion in particular, so we're up to 15 already. Excuse me. With that in mind, we also had some 20 tablets. And then we have 5 Razer Eyes as well to accompany the scratch card promotions. So again, it's utilising what we have at Motorola, using the products we have to obviously get those guys to push it out and use it. What's next? We already have a project plan and a communication plan already set up. So engagement ideas for the 2013 is new apps, different apps for the seasonal campaigns, but also for the different store providers. So they're going to be a little bit more on brand with these guys. As I said before, further product training modules as well. So we're going to up the gamification piece, get more people more engaged with using it with regards to various games that they can play on their phones and also on their home PCs as well. And then, as you've seen, Justin Bieber incentive. Yeah. Reason why it's Justin Bieber incentive is simply because we did a survey, and that's what we got back. There's a high proportion of individuals wanted to see Justin Bieber, and he's touring in 2013. So we've got tickets arranged, VIP tickets to Wembley, for this particular incentive. Now, with that in mind, we already have 3 other incentives laid out where we have various other VIP tickets for Wembley, which will be coordinated with that information, but it won't be Justin Bieber. The full-on experience is an additional incentive that will be running in association with this for 2013, which is all to do with experiences. It's as simple as that. It's a way of appealing to the masses, whether an individual wants to drive a Ferrari for the day or go bungee jumping, whatever it may well be. We're trying to make it more adrenaline-fueled. And it's going to be targeting the younger crowd of these stores to obviously get them more involved within this, and they can arrange it and organise it themselves. The tailoring of the rewards catalogue itself. So as this is now evolving as a website and as a system, we are now evolving the rewards. So we're getting feedback from people that are using this, and now they are telling us what they're wanting to see as rewards. which is a massive, massive plus for us, and it's a big positive for Motorola, because that's meaning that we are getting our engagement. We are getting feedback from these guys. So a lot of them are looking at these digital rewards. They want that music downloads. They want film downloads. And we think the main reason for this is because it's instant, it's quick. They don't have to wait for it to be delivered. They don't have to wait for it to be couriered. It can be instantly accessible, and it can be downloaded very, very quickly. And it appeals.